Hi, so this is Chris at the Writing Community Chat Show at Harrogate Crime Writers Festival. Lots of atmosphere and people moving around, but I'm here with Mark Billingham, the man himself, absolute royalty here at the Crime Writers Festival. So Mark, how are you finding this festival?
It's always the best weekend of the year. You know, I don't think I've missed one, so this is about 22 in a row or something, and it's the first weekend you mark out in your diary every year. It's all sorts of things combined into one weekend. It's our chance to meet readers, you know, which is a brilliant thing. And there are some festivals where, you know, you've got the readers here and the writers there and never the twain shall meet. This festival isn't like that, so you get to meet lots of readers. You also just get to catch up with all your mates, fellow writers. So it's sort of our AGM as well. It's our kind of annual get-together. And you'll know it's a very friendly, relaxed festival. You're knackered by the end of it, don't get me wrong, you're absolutely wiped out. But it's a joy to be here.
Yeah, and as you said, 22 years, but 25 years. This year is the massive celebration, 25 bestsellers in 25 years. So I guess the question is, how do you do it?
A lot of luck. Although I'm a big believer in, you know, the harder I work, the luckier I get. You do have to seize on to your bit of luck, and your bit of luck is often getting the book deal in the first place. There's so much luck involved. You know, your manuscript landing on the desk of the right agent at the right time, and then the right publisher at the right time. And I had a lot of that early on. And you've just got to keep doing it. I write full time, so I've got no excuse not to write a book a year. And all of us here are writers of commercial fiction, so we have to produce the books. We can't go, this one's going to take 7 years, you know, my masterpiece. But boy, it does not feel like 25 years. It really, really doesn't. And my wonderful publicist, who is just great, has devised a way of reminding people and me that I'm actually quite old and I've been doing it for a while without saying it. She'll say something like, once a young maverick of the crime genre, he's now a statesman of the genre. You just mean I'm really old and I'm still getting away with it. But thankfully I am still getting away with it.
Yeah, so with the Thorn books then, how do you actually do that in terms of, you know, having a prolonged character over a series of time, you know, reinventing that character in terms of different adventures, different ideas? What's that like? Can you talk us a little bit through that process?
Well, I think the important thing is to step away from it every so often. You know, I think I wrote maybe 5 Thorn books on the bounce before I wrote a standalone. And I was a bit scared to do it. But, you know, you learn from the best. You learn from people like Michael Connolly, who did that, and Harlan Coben, write a series, then step away and write a standalone. And that means you then come back to your character kind of fired up. So I've done that. And the last couple of years I stepped away for a couple of years and started a new series. So going back to Thorn I was really excited and I couldn't wait. I have to remind myself when I do that, where did I leave him? You know, where did I leave him? What kind of, you know, is he in a good place or a bad place? Usually a bad place. But I wanted this book, when I returned to Thorn, to be kind of a special book. And it's special because it's my 25th book, and it's special because it's quite shocking, and the feedback I've got has all been like, how could you do that? I'm not going to tell you what I did, but you know, because it's the first time I've ever written a note at the back of the book begging readers not to tell people what happens at the end, because there are 2 big shocks and twists at the end, and of course it will get out, some reviewer will spoil it, but as long as I can keep those secrets secret, I will.
Yeah, and some of the writers that we've had here at the Crime Writers Festival, we've been asking them, what is obviously you murder characters on a regular basis. Do you have a favourite murder?
Do I have a favourite murder? Wow. I don't think I've not done that thing of murder somebody in a kind of bizarre, you know, like a medieval way, a serial killer who is using medieval torture I've not really done that. There's only so many times. I mean, you know, they end up they're stabbed and they're strangled, and I mean, actually, I'm very fond of the murders at the top of this new book, What the Night Brings, where 4 people are murdered at the same time with donuts. I'm not going to say any more than that. So yeah, that's probably my favourite, the donut murders.
Brilliant. Love that, the donut murders. Well, Mark, it's been an absolute pleasure to chat to you. Thank you for chatting to us. Obviously, if you're watching this and you're at the Harrogate Crime Writers Festival, or if you haven't been before, as Mark said, it's absolutely brilliant. 25 years, celebrating Mark as well this year. He's on the lanyards and everything, so he's definitely royalty. But thank you very much, Mark, and we're looking forward to seeing you in the band later.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
I'll see you dancing.
I will be dancing. We'll all be dancing.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Lovely.